Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And I want you all to strap yourselves in. This story is truly horrific. It is a story about a little boy. He's 9 years of age. He's at the centre of a storm between a woman and her ex-husband. She has divorced him simply so that she can change her son into her daughter. He's fighting it in the courts. She wants to chemically castrate a small boy because she wants a daughter. There's no say here from the child. There's no protection. And the man's going to court, but who knows what the hell is going to happen to this child. This is the mother's wanting. This is the mother's desire, because no child of 9 would ever come up with this. It is truly horrific what the trans are doing now to innocent children. I hope that this doesn't happen. But if it does happen, I hope the child grows up and sues his mother to smithereens. It is an appalling abuse of protocol, of medical law. It's truly horrific. We're going to look at this story now, but it is just awful that this is even allowed to happen. Here goes. Desperate father pleads with his paediatrician ex-wife not to chemically castrate their son, 9, after she suddenly moved to California from Texas and reveals footage of her raising a child as a girl. This has got to be abuse. Jeff Younger of Texas is desperately attempting to block his ex-wife, Dr. Ann Georgioulis, from chemically castrating their son, James, aged 9. In a video filmed by Younger, the young boy claimed his mother told him he was female because he loved girls and would dress him up in dresses. James, his twin brother Jude, and his mum recently moved to California right before the transgender children sanctuary law took effect on New Year's Day. California's law protects trans children and their families who flee from states criminalising parents for allowing them to receive gender-affirming care. I don't think this is an accident. My blood ran cold when I realised what she had planned for that boy, Mr. Young said. This woman needs to have both of those children removed from her care. That is quite clear. She is being abusive to that boy, and he is a boy, and he will always be a boy regardless of what that mother does to him. That boy is not giving informed consent to any of this, and for a mother, and especially a doctor, to do this is disgusting, and it is an abuse of authority, of her parental authority, and abuse of the law. And the California legislature should be ashamed of itself for standing up for this. So, moving into the story, a desperate father has been pleading with his ex-wife to not chemically castrate their son after she moved to California from Texas. Jeff Younger of Texas revealed a video of his child James, age 9, claiming he's a girl on Tucker Carlson tonight. And when asked if he's a boy, James told his dad in the video, "No, I'm a girl." I can guarantee that is the mother stockholming and brainwashing that child. The young boy claimed his mother, who is a paediatrician, and not only that, I think a different kind of P, told him he was female because he loved girls and she would dress him up in dresses. I love girls. I married a girl. I don't sit there, put a frock on and a bit of makeup and ask you to call me Susan. Younger claimed his ex-wife, Dr. Ann Georgioulis, planned to chemically castrate their son by the age of 9, his current age. Chemical castration can be completed through injections, implants or oral medication to stop sex hormones being produced, according to the Cleveland Clinic. My blood ran cold when I realised what she planned for that boy. And there's a picture of that evil woman who needs to have those children taken from her and return them to the father who will raise them properly. She started transitioning him when he was 2. She has been doing this to this child for 7 years. This is abuse. This is quite clearly child abuse. No child of 2 knows he's a boy or a girl. She tried to enroll him in a gender clinic when he was 5, the Genesis Clinic in Dallas, Texas. Pediatrician records show that she intended to chemically castrate him at the age of 8 or 9, his current age. And then he magically moves to California. I don't think this is an accident. He said his ex-wife divorced him so she could castrate the boy without his permission, and even got a temporary court order that forbade Younger from even telling his son that his son was a boy. I had to present him to the world as a girl, he said. His twin brother Jude got completely confused by this. It's abuse of both children. It's unbelievable that this is allowed and that this woman is allowed to continue caring for this child. In 2019, Younger was granted 50-50 rights to his children to help block his wife's advancements towards the medical procedure, but the case was eventually transferred and Judge Mary Brown stripped the father of his rights, he claimed. Oh yeah, of course, it's a woman protecting a woman. There is quite clearly bias in this case. And of course, being judges and being of the left in America, you're always going to come down on the sides of pushing children down into the sort of experiments that went on in 30s Germany in their camps. Because that's what these people are. They are Nazis. They are the Joseph Mengelers of the 21st century. California's sanctuary law protects transgender children. This boy is not a transgender child. This boy is the victim of abuse. Anyway, it's there to protect them from families who flee from Alabama, Texas, Idaho, or any other state criminalising the parents of trans kids for allowing them to receive gender-affirming care. If these parents and their kids come to California, the legislation will help protect them from having their kids taken away from them or being criminally prosecuted for supporting their trans kids' access to health care. This is a legislature in California that is basically saying, if you abuse your children, come to California and we'll help you to continue abusing them. That's what this law is. The father took his case all the way up to the Texas Supreme Court in an attempt to block his wife. But in an 8-1 decision, they absurdly rejected his petition, saying she was no more likely to transition my son in California under the sanctuary laws than she would in Texas. Texas also allows chemical castration, but it does not have a sanctuary law, which blocks injunctions from other states to stop the process. Younger also claimed the child's school district tried to secretly transition James. See, again, it's the courts, it's the schools. They're hiding this from the father. They're hiding this from a parent of a child because they're so obsessed with getting their hands on children and pushing this trans agenda, regardless of what that child is. And there's no way a child of 2 knows fuck all about this. So this is the mother pushing this for her desires. That mother is clearly an unfit mother and should be nowhere near children. He said, I'd bring my son to school in boys' clothes and they'd give him a dress and make him use the girls' restroom. How is the school even doing this against the father's wishes? I mean, I understand in America that they have the Second Amendment, and I actually think that this is one of those cases where people would understand completely if the father second amended a few of these people. It is unbelievable. Georgioulis, the mother, who is a paediatrician and file, I suspect, had long argued that James is transgender and wanted her child to transition to a girl named Luna. She wanted this. She's even admitting that she wanted this. Not the child. The child is 2. Why are you pushing this on a 2-year-old? Oh, I've got a little boy. I've got 2 little boys. I want a little boy and a little girl. That's what this is. This is the mother in her head. Her ex-husband, however, did not believe James has gender dysphoria and that his child was just experiencing some confusion. He accused Georgioulis of forcing James to socially transition into a girl by making the child wear dresses. However, she claimed 3 mental health professionals, probably friends of hers, had diagnosed James with gender dysphoria and that the therapist had recommended they start using the name Luna instead of James. It's horrific. There's the father. He is beside himself, and you can imagine this woman needs serious help. She's obviously mentally ill. She needs to not be a doctor anymore, because if she is she's a paediatrician, she's dealing with children, and she's doing that to her own child. It makes you wonder what she's doing to other people's children. She needs First of all, those children removed from her care. Then she needs to lose her job, be disbarred and taken off the medical register. There's no way she should be allowed to get anywhere near children or to perform any kind of medicine if she's talking about castrating children. She is fucking Mengele. I hope something happens. I hope he wins his case. This is awful. Younger claims that his ex-wife had been forcing the transition ever since their divorce and accused Jujulis of starting to manipulate their child when James was very young, about 3 years old, accusing her of locking their son in his bedroom and telling them that monsters only eat boys. This woman is absolutely evil. It is wrong. No child should ever be allowed to go through this. It should be 18 when you're an adult and not before. Yes, and they're going to say, oh, but it's not fair because he's all gone through his puberty and that. Yeah, tough shit. He's a boy. Deal with it. Anyway, I'm going to get angry, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to come up. What hope do children have when those making the laws push pro-trans on them? When the schools push pro-trans and hide this from parents? When at every stage of trying to save this child's future, every authority is against it. It's like those who make the law want to destroy this child's future. Those who are in the medical profession want to destroy this child's future. Those who are in schools want to destroy this child's future. And even his own mother wants to destroy his future. He's got no consent. He's got no informed knowledge of what is about to happen to him. He will have his right to a male life removed on the whim of a mad woman, a child abusing mother. It will never be the same. It's a one-way journey. She is sterilizing her child because she wants a daughter. It's so wrong, and yet the authorities are encouraging it. And nobody's standing up against it. And that is how awful things happen. That is how Germany happened in the 30s. Because people just allowed it and didn't stand up and say no. It needs to stop. People need to say stop abusing children, you mad fuckers. This trans lobby is pushing and pushing, and now you see the results of what is going to happen. This young boy, who his mother decided at the age of 2 was going to be a girl. Who is safeguarding him? The father is trying his best, but is fighting a losing battle. But nobody else has got that child's interests at heart. It's disgusting and it's wrong. And somebody needs to do something. And I hope somebody does. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notification of future output. Leave your like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, safeguard your children, and goodbye.